And we back at it like a crack addict. What's going on, people? What's up? What's up? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you all see me? Most importantly, and y'all know the deal by now, most importantly, can you all hear me? Mic check, mic check. What's happening, people? Oh boy, it has been a while since I streamed, man. I gotta see if I can remember my usual okay, yeah, we gotta drag the chat all the way over here. Enlarge that shiz. And okay, everything is sounding good. Neo likes that crack. Hey, listen, fun speculation, man. I mean, how else are we gonna get through all these video games, bro? Like, there's no way in the world we can go from Elden Ring to Tiny Tina's Wonder World to all these other games without the use of the CRACK, bro. It is what it is, my guy. What can I say? But what's going on, people? What's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of homies in the chat. Shout out at the top, the homie Flame. Of course, Flame is always coming through early as fudge, and I appreciate it. Shout out to you, Flame. Make sure to like the stream on your way in. Hope y'all are having a great day. Oh, I appreciate you, my brother Flame. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a good one, too. I saw something happening on Twitter. You and you were contemplating ordering from DoorDash, and I was really curious about that, too. Did you actually end up ordering? Because you were debating on getting like 20 things from Taco Bell or something else. I don't know. Oh, Mr. Platink, who unfortunately is not going to be joining us tonight, but he left a little message. Neo, I can't stick around, but I know you'll have an excellent session tonight. Wow. If anybody knows Mr. Platink, that's actually a very tame of a comment. Let's just say Mr. Platink knows how to hype the homies up. But shout out to Mr. Platink if you're listening to this on the playback. Good to hear from you, bro. Oh shit, we got Kingpin Rhino 242 in the building, ladies and gents. Neo, yes sir, yes sir. Shout out to the homie Rhino. That's my guy right there. Love that dude. Oh, and then there's Amazing JD. Y'all better not be talking about Bruno. Yo, you know what's really crazy? Like, I really enjoyed Encanto, but I had no idea how much other people loved Encanto. Like, it's fucking Encanto. I'm sorry. It's fucking insane the amount of hype that movie's got. I mean, more power to them. Oh, and shout out to the homie JNL Game for subscribing to the channel. That's also my dude right there. But yeah, bro, the hype around Encanto has been fucking insane, bro. Like, I be going into random places and I hear people quoting it, and I was like, yo, I haven't seen like a pop culture music type of movie with that much pull since Frozen. Like, I know Hamilton was big, but Frozen was the one where I saw like just random people quoting it on the daily, and now I'm seeing the same thing from Encanto. It's insane. And I've pronounced it like 2 different ways over the past 2 minutes. It's crazy. Silver Wolf 26, what's going on, my guy? We got PS Rewind in the chat. Dark Star Archangel. Come on, Neo. Streaming while I'm at work, using break time to make this. Oh, I appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, you know, I think we've settled on like a 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start for these streams. Sometimes we hover between Monday or Tuesday, depending on what's going on. But the past 2 weeks, I haven't been streaming, and there's a couple of reasons why I'll get into later on. But yeah, man, it seems like anything after 6 p.m. is usually a good time for everybody, because, you know, I try to keep most time zones into consideration, or at least as much as I can, you know. So after 6:30, that's like 3:30 West Coast time. So by the time this thing starts, by the time we get like half an hour in, most people are either off work or they're getting off work, or they might be getting off at work. I don't know what y'all be doing over there. I mean, listen, what happens behind closed doors and on company time? Listen, that's a story that Flame is going to share for the chat. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Valky in 24. What's going on, Maddie? That's my guy. I mean, why do I keep saying that's my guy? Y'all are all my guys. Or as Mo says, y'all are all my fucking sons. But shout out to you, my man. Oh, we got Boost Soup 377. What's going on, dude? Who else is in here? We got Ryan. What's good, Ryan? Just Ryan, like, hey, I'm here, y'all. I'm here. Let's see. We got Colin, my boy from Old Canada. What's going on, dude? We got Arturo Trevino. Good evening, Neo. Yo, Arturo, I know I've probably said this before, but this man, Arturo, he's got like the most badass villain sounding name. Like, if there was a villain in something like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and he was named Arturo Trevino, I'd be like, yo, that's a badass villain right there. We got David Big Lad in the chat. What's up, everyone? Of course, you know, fun speculation, the homie Mav. We got, man, I'm sorry if I butcher this. We got Jariel Hyde. I can hear you, Neo, with the explanation point. I love it. Thank you. Oh, shit. Asbel Lon, what's up, my dude? Good to see ya. Ooh, and then we got the homie Flame coming in, who's been a member of the Phantom Weirdos for the past 9 months. Appreciate your support, Flame. Back at it like a crack addict. Hey, listen, addicts don't wait weeks for another hit, Neo. Also, watch Dress Up Darling Brother, and yes, I did order. Oh, damn. I can't argue with those facts right there. I cannot argue with those facts. Like, these are the facts. Flame has laid them out, and he's toasted them. He's toasted them, so there it is. We got Joshua Johnson. Gatorade protein shake is crack post-workout. Yo, Joshua, it's so funny that you mentioned that, bro, because I was at the gym this morning, and I saw somebody with a Gatorade bottle, and it said Gatorade protein. I was like, I drink Gatorade, but I didn't know that Gatorade made, like, I know they made protein bars. I've had those before, but a protein drink? Shit was crazy, man. Do you guys, and comment down below in the chat, do you guys ever have those situations where, like, you see something in passing, and it might be like a blink and you miss it kind of moment, and then for whatever reason, later on in your life, that comes back into the fold, but now with, like, a bigger emphasis. Like, I saw that in passing today at the gym, thought nothing of it. And then here we have Joshua Johnson in the chat. He brings that up. Like, that shit is crazy. Maybe it was Joshua Johnson at the gym. Maybe we go to the same gym. I don't know. Oh, we got Kez. Xbox Q1 earnings thoughts. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that a little bit later because Xbox has been on the up and up. They've been doing some really good things, and it's finally showing in the sales data. We got Chris Forth. Yo, Neo, can't stay long because of work in the morning, but have a good stream, and I will leave a like. I appreciate you, my guy, and you get some rest, my friend. Let's see. So Billy Komet's got stage 4 colon cancer. Oh shit, bro. No, I'm not gonna lie. That seriously just fucked me up for a second. Holy fuck, man. Godspeed to him, bro. Godspeed to him and his entire family. Man, my condolences. Whew. Jesus, man. Fuck cancer. Seriously. Alright. Not to abruptly get back into stream mode, but you guys know. Like, there's no other way to transition it. We got the homie, Shadow Wolf 712 with the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, my guy. Hype for 30 seconds. Complete history. Oh my god. I too am hype for... So... That's gonna be a whole separate topic, man. I'm about to go off today. Like, I was gonna do Ask Neo tonight anyway, but what Sony just announced at CinemaCon, more on that later. More on that later. Oh shit, we got the homie Corey Gryffindor in the chat. What's up, my guy? Oh wow, he literally just said hello. That's it. No type of snarky comment. He didn't start the stream trying to bully me. That's very rare. That's very rare, but me saying that just opened up the can of worms, or in this case, the jar of mayonnaise. Is Jez Corden in the chat? He might be here too, but he's off in the mountains searching for Xbox news. So, you know, the less terrible food takes from Jez Corden, the better, in my honest opinion. But shout out to Jez. That's the homie right there. He may or may not have become the worst Corden. I don't know. I think he might have usurped James of that title. We got Pissed Pie in the chat. Yo, man, what? Why are you a pissed pie? Why aren't you a happy pie? Maybe a lukewarm pie. Like, what's going on? We need the backstory on this, man. I need that prequel movie. That shit is more warranted than an El Muerto movie. We got HD Boom Bap. What's up? What's up? NKDN182. What's good, bro? We got Beetle Rods Among Us. Yes. Let's see. Great to see you not in the gym and on a stream, bro. Hey, either way, I work out in the morning, so unless I do like a breakfast with Boom type of stuff, I wouldn't really stream in the mornings. I think the earliest I've ever done a live stream was I think it was for Xbox. It's always during E3 because, you know, they have the conferences and then we have the pre-shows, and we start the pre-shows like 10, 11 o'clock, and then we go from there. Like, bro, could you imagine like having to be up at like 7 a.m. in the morning to start a pre-show? You just like, bro, I just woke up out of bed. I gotta find myself, and then boom, you gotta turn on the camera and stream. I'm like, yo, I haven't even had my breakfast yet. Let's see. You get any bigger, you're gonna look like Earthworm Jim. Well, unfortunately, Mav, I just can't control it. You know, and that's one thing a lot of people have noticed whenever I post transformation pics. They're like, yo, dude, the Jim Gaines, respect, but can you find a way to grow your head? And I was like, I wish I could grow my head, both of them, you know what I'm saying? But I just can't, you know. It's just like how I came out the womb with just this size head, and I've always had a small head. That's why I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been growing my hair back out. So I'm trying to even things out. Because one thing I noticed, like whenever I had my mohawk or my frohawk or whatever, you know, depending on the angle of the photo, shit would look kind of weird. But you know, when you start growing your hair out, which honest to God, like I know I'm kind of in like a really rough patch as far as like the hair growth. I mean, because I've been growing out an undercut, which is essentially like I've had all the hair up here, but then the sides have been more or less bald for the past like year or so. So now I've been growing those back, and it's growing back in like different phases and patches, because you know that's how it is with hair growth. But you know, my goal is eventually, I mean, I'm just growing it out right now, to be honest. I mean, maybe I'll bring back the afro. I had an afro in 2012. That was an interesting experience. But yeah, now I'm just growing this shit out, man. You know, just let it do its thing. You know, the beard's been coming back. I cut off my beard at the end of 2021, just because, you know, like I was growing it, and I was like, I got into one of those hair phases where it's like, I feel like if I regrow my beard, it'll grow back better. And one thing I've noticed in the past 4 months of growing my beard is that it's growing back fuller than it did before, because I know exactly what to do. I mean, there's still a couple of spots, like as you can see right here, that are definitely taking their time. But you know, like this part is like almost all filled, and it's a nice thing. Hair growth is really, really interesting, unless you're just wolfing it and you can't really go to the barber like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to get it like shaped up if it's looking kind of funky, but you know, you gotta let it grow. Gotta trust the process. Okay. Oh shoot. Let me go ahead. Okay, so we're almost done here, and then we can just start the show. Let's see. 199 super chat from James Lewis. What's up, brother? What's going on to you, my guy? Good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Breaking news: Fast and Furious director Justin Lin has stepped down from Fast 10. Universal is currently looking for a replacement. Really? Why would he? That's weird. Weren't they just about to like start filming? Or excuse me, weren't they just about to start filming? Really? Damn. Because I feel like that movie was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out like what, next year? Huh. Wow. That's interesting. Did they cite a reason? Wow, they were already filming this due to creative differences. Which y'all know what that's code for in Hollywood. Y'all know what that's code for. Creative differences. Oh boy. Okay, so he released a statement. Here we go. With the support of Universal, I've made the difficult decision to step back as director of Fast 10 while remaining with the project as a producer. Over 10 years and 5 films, we've been able to shoot the best actors. Over the past 10 years and 5 films, we've been able to shoot with actors, the best stunts, I believe that, and the best damn car chases, the craziest car chases. On a personal note, as the child of Asian immigrants, I am proud of helping to build the most diverse franchise in movie history. That's fair enough. I will forever be grateful to the amazing cast, crew, and studio for their support and for welcoming me into the Fast family. Aw. That's weird, though. Like, they just started filming this movie, and he's just like, nah, I'm good. Isn't that usually something that should be happening during like the script writing phase? You know what I'm saying? Or like when you're vetting the directors? That shit crazy, bro. That's just crazy, bro. That's just wild. That's just wild. Okay, so let me finish up the shout outs real quick. Let's see. Ricky Walker in the chat. Lego Star Wars is better than Elden Ring. I mean, I can't refute that, because Lego Star Wars is pretty badass, and I'm not even a Lego fan, but that game is dope. That game, it's so weird because, you know, they say this, you know how like every single time they do like, okay, every single time a Spider-Man game comes out and they like, you can count how many reviewers, you can just assume that they're gonna bring up, this game really makes you feel like Spider-Man. Like, that Lego game really makes it feel like I'm in the world of Star Wars. Like, the attention to detail, like, even like, because I'm starting in chronological order, I went with the Phantom Menace, and I'm just looking at that and I was like, wow, they really paid attention to this movie. Like, they fleshed everything out. It's so dope. Let's see. Let's have some fun at Sony's expense. Oh, absolutely. I will always have fun at Sony's expense. Brian, how's your day been, Neo? Watching any dope anime lately? Oh, Brian, my day has been pretty chill, bro. It has been a very, very, very chill day, which honestly, all I can ask for in my late 20s is for things to be very chill. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And as far as been watching any dope anime, oh, shoot. Honestly, man, I really haven't been watching too much of anything recently. I haven't really been watching a lot of stuff. I haven't been playing a lot of stuff. It's just been a little busy in my personal life, between a lot of things, family, work, stuff like that. So most of the time I've just been chilling, catching up on YouTube videos, mainly sleeping, catching up on a lot of sleep and, just like, I don't know. Well, I mean, you know what? That's a lie. No. I've been going to the movies pretty often. I think that's what's also taken up a lot of my time because there's a lot of movies that have come out recently and I'm just like, yeah, I want to go do that. Let's see. But yeah, I have like a lot of stuff in my queue right now, bro. A lot of anime that you guys have recommended me. $2 super chat from Flame. Yo, you see the Act Man Quantum TV drama? Crazy. No, I didn't, but I saw bits and pieces in passing. Like some people were talking about, in general, that Quantum TV dude, like just seeing stuff in the recommended things of people roasting him. Like, I don't know what's going on because I don't really keep up with much of anything when it comes to YouTube drama. Like most of the stuff that I see is on Twitter, right? So if people post clips and I see it from like mutuals or their mutuals, that's the only way I know because I don't really stay subbed or in the know to all this drama. Like the only drama that I really paid attention to recently was the whole David Jaffe podcast situation, but that's just David Jaffe being David Jaffe, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to catch me up to speed on that, feel free. But appreciate the super chat, Flame. Thank you. Terrence JG, what's going on, my guy? We got Dario Puello in the chat. What's up? Both of your heads. Yeah, man, both of my heads, bro. Both of my heads. If only. Let's see. Jeremy Brown, what's going on? Is that Dead Cell playing in the background? No, it's actually, for those who are wondering what the music is, hopefully the music's not overpowering my voice. I know I should have asked that earlier. But the music that is playing right now, if you guys want to listen to it, it is Zelda and Chill and Zelda and Chill Part 2. Really, really, really beautiful BG music. I love it. And the best part about it is that it's not copyrighted, and that's really awesome. So yeah, definitely go ahead and go check it out. It's fantastic stuff. You can just find it on YouTube. Let's see. Okay, I gotta finish up these shoutouts real quick. All right, Amazing CJB, what's going on, Chris? How you doing? I'm doing swell, man. What do you think of Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, and Sonic Origins? Are you getting them? So I think the Ninja Turtles game looks fucking dope, so I'm definitely gonna be there day one. I'm a big Turtles fan, so whenever they do something right, I'm there for it. Sonic Origins, I probably just wait for a price drop because I don't know, man. Unless it's like Kingdom Hearts for the 88th time, I don't really feel comfortable spending a lot of money on Sonic games. Like Sonic, I look at that and I look at the price and I'm like, nope. Like I just like no. Like games that would be like $4 or $5 on Steam, nope. But if like they put Kingdom Hearts on Switch, I'd be like, yep. Because Kingdom Hearts, as far as I'm concerned, is still not on the Nintendo Switch. Reed 94, what's good, my guy? Just came to say GG's real quick. Motherfuckers in Barclays chanting, "We want Boston." Well, y'all got us. Yo, can we talk about that Nets game last night? Oh my god, that was sorry. Like I know I clown. Even though I'm from New York, I clown on all the New York sports teams because they're sorry. They're so fucking sorry. But that shit was just abysmal. That shit was disgusting, bro. Like, I don't know how there were Nets fans. I don't even know how there are Knicks fans. It's just crazy. Jose Linares in the chat. What's up? Hold on. Drum PNG. Man, I love seeing you, bro. Been a subscriber since middle school. I'm 25 now. Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Man, we getting up there. I'm gonna be 30 next year, guys. That's fucking insane. Isn't that crazy? Like, dude, like I know everybody's made this joke before, but I had no idea 2017 was 5 years ago until recently. Like that's the craziest thing to me. I thought 2017 was 3 years ago. And then I was like, oh, well, technically the past 2 years have been weird. So it's like we're in a weird stasis, a weird limbo. So that does make sense. But when I found out like Persona 5 is like 5 years old, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is 5 years old. Like, this shit is insane, bro. Like, dude. Bro. Persona 4 Golden turned 5 years old in 2017. And even then, I was like, wow. And then now Persona 4 Golden is 10 years old. I just... time, my friends. Oh, man. Let's see. So we got a $4.99 super chat from Corey Gryffindor. I'm in drawing class, so can't really comment a lot today, but I finished Tales of Arise before you. That's sad, Chris. That's sad. Well, to be fair, Corey Gryffindor, it's just been sitting there this whole time. I could go back to it, but I don't want to go back to it. So I feel like it's just going to sit there in stasis. I'm like, all right, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. like, I don't know. Like, you know what? I'm not the only person, because my boy Joaquin played Tales of Arise recently, and he was thinking the same thing with me. He was like, yo, this game is fucking dope, man. You gotta finish it, bro. And I was just like, just wait till the final act. And then he got to the final act and he was just like, man. And I was like, like, yo, that man, Tales of Arise for me went from like a 9 out of 10 game to a 7 out of 10 game with that final act, bro. I just like, wow. That thing just dragged, bro. Okay, but all right. Anyway, so with that super chat, let me just go ahead and do this intro right quick. Welcome everybody to another fantastic episode of Ask Neo. If y'all are tuning in for the very first time, welcome. Ask Neo is my weekly Q&A series where y'all ask questions and I answer them to the best of my ability. There's no real rhyme or structure or flow to this show. It's just chatting. That's basically what it is. So feel free to go ahead and ask your questions, and if I have not answered them within like 10 minutes or so, feel free to repost them, because a lot of you guys ask really good questions and I want to do my due diligence and do my job to give thorough and constructive answers to them, depending on what they are, you know, because I get a lot of interesting questions about food, and I like talking about food, but at the same time, it's kind of like, we could talk about food here for 6 hours, but then we'll be hungry and we'll all end up ordering from DoorDash, and we ain't trying to pay those DoorDash Uber Eats prices out here. No, especially not for shit that's up the block. That's crazy. But yeah, as far as other things are concerned, down below in the video description, you guys will find a couple of links of interest, links to my Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, all that good stuff, and also our Discord community, the Phantom Weirdos, where you guys can just go hang out, talk about some stuff. And yeah, that's basically that. So I want to go ahead and just shout out a couple of the super chats that were coming in between. I appreciate you guys so much for that. Super chats, for those who don't know, is a great way to support the channel and have your question answered with priority. So we have one $10 one coming in from Blue Senshi 19. Appreciate you, bro. What's up, bro? Still rocking with that patchy beard. Just finished Persona 3 last week, and damn, that game hits super different. Extended my fast. Now I'm only letting myself eat from 3 to 8 p.m. Well, it's good to hear from you, Blue Senshi, and yeah, bro, I mean, Persona 3, and I'm not going to get into spoilers, because if Atlas is smart, they're going to go ahead and re-release Persona 3 this year. They've got to do it, and if they keep fucking with me, I don't know what I'm going to do with this company, I swear to God. But for those who have not played Persona 3, because as of right now, in terms of like the new trilogy of Persona, like 3, 4, and 5, that's the one that isn't the most accessible. You know, with Persona 4 now on PC, Persona 5 is on PlayStation 4. You can play those games if you want them. Persona 4 runs on a potato. But Persona 3 is still that game where, unless you have either access to the original PS2 game, or you can download it on like your PSP, a Vita, if anyone has one of those, or, you know, a PS3, you don't have the opportunity to play it. But Persona 3, bro, the ending of that game, it's still one of those games where, like, I love Persona 3, but going back and replaying that game, specifically because of the ending, is one of the things that I dread about a remaster. Because that thing, like, Persona 4 and 5's ending, Persona 4's ending left me defeated. Like, cause I really felt like those characters were my friends. I was like, wow. Persona 5, I was happy. Persona 3, like, man, we just had to sit there. And we're like, wow, this really happened? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? You did this, man. I was just sitting there in the shower, like sitting in the shower, just sitting on the floor, just like, man, those motherfuckers really did that. But yo, Persona 3, excellent game. And yeah, as far as the fasting is concerned, yeah, man, I mean, that's one of the things that I really did enjoy about You know, whenever I do a cut, I always do intermittent fasting. So my window of eating is usually like only 6 to 8 hours, and I fast for the rest of the day. I just love the mental health benefits that come from fasting. You know, like you don't have brain fog. You don't have, like, once you get down with the fasting, you don't really have the fatigue. You don't have the cravings. You don't have anything. And, you know, if you do really long fasts, you know, done correctly, like, you want to make sure your diet is on point. You want to make sure that you can actually fast, because, you know, there's some people who can't fast because of stuff they have in their body. Like, there's a couple of things that's like, okay, no, you actually have to eat. But for me, like, when I would do like 26, 27, 28 hour fast, it's like I got this boost of energy, this euphoric feeling where I just wanted to do any and everything. And it was awesome, man. So I'm happy that you're enjoying fasting, and hopefully that's doing your body well. Hopefully it's helping with your fitness transformation. Wishing all the best to you, my friend. Let's see. Okay, so Colin, my boy, who's been a member of the next Hokage tier for the past 22 months. Appreciate you, my guy. Happy to always support you, bro. What are your thoughts on Sony's new string of dumpster fire? Oh, we getting into this early. I see. It's time. We haven't even been streaming for half an hour, but I guess it's time for us to get into this. All right, okay. Let me just go back and start this over. What are your thoughts on Sony's new string of dumpster fire announcements? On a more serious note, what are your thoughts in the Ukraine situation? Are we on the road to something worse? Okay. So, not to make light of the Ukraine situation, because that's just that's a really complex topic that we could be here for like 40 minutes discussing. So I feel like we probably can do that. I want to just save that situation for a later time, because it's kind of like, you know, I'm switching like my brain, going from talking about something that's really serious to that. So I'll save that for a little later on, Colin. But talking about the whole Sony situation. Okay, so for those who are unaware of what is happening, or what just happened last night, CinemaCon is going on. And for those who don't know what CinemaCon is, it's just this big event where, you know, all of the people in the movie industry get together and they just celebrate movies and they announce new movies. Basically, the best way to describe it is, think of it like E3, but for people who watch movies. And if you're a fan of genre entertainment movies, like franchise movies or whatever, you'll usually hear a lot of good announcements. Like, if I remember correctly, Warner Brothers is about to have their panel right now, so they're probably going to announce some new DC movies. Maybe a sequel to the Batman. Well, we know that's happening, obviously, but, you know, an announcement would be great. Sony went ahead and, you know, they just talked about their future slate of Marvel movies. Sony, for the better part of the past 15 years, has been trying to kick off their own version of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even before the MCU was even a thing. It started back in 2007 with Spider-Man 3 and Sam Raimi. They wanted him to go ahead and basically put things in his movie that he wasn't necessarily a fan of, because they wanted to set things up for the future and lead into spin-offs and blah, blah, blah. Because Sony as a company, Sony Pictures, as it pertains to them owning the Marvel rights, they do not own the Marvel rights to the Spider-Man character, at least not long term. It was a deal that they worked out with Marvel back in the 90s, and one of the, you know, clauses in the contract was that in order to retain the rights, you have to make a new property every couple of years. Which is why when things fell out with Sam Raimi with Spider-Man 4, and he was like, I'm not doing this shit, they went ahead and they immediately put a reboot in production. You know, not necessarily because they wanted to adhere to the source material, even though, you know, I love Andrew Garfield as an actor, and I think his Spider-Man is the closest to the comics. They did that primarily because they didn't want to lose the rights, because they had to have a movie in production by a certain point, or the rights would return to Marvel. That's essentially what has happened with a lot of the other comic book characters that have been scattered throughout like different companies throughout the years. You know, eventually, if they don't make a movie, those rights revert back. So Sony, obviously, they had a string of success with Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. You know, all three of them made close to $1 billion, which we're talking like the early to mid 2000s. That's fucking insane. Like nowadays, like fucking Captain Marvel makes like over $1 billion, and it's like nothing to scoff at. It's like, whatever, man. Like, but what? But back then, for those movies to make close to $1 billion, that meant that a lot of people saw those movies. In some cases, multiple times. It's really weird because remember, the average ticket price back in 2002 versus 2022, it's insane, man. But yeah, so Sony, you know, like their heart is not in the right place when it comes to making these Spider-Man movies. Like that's just what we start with. And I know some people are going to come in and say, well, Neo, by that logic, that's every single company. Like all these companies are in the business of making money. Yes, that is absolutely true. But as we've seen in the past 15 years of the MCU, you can make movies that make a lot of money and appeal to everybody, and people love it, and it's hooray. Like, for example, we just passed the 3-year birthday of Avengers Endgame. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a movie that was 10 years of build-up, and people loved it. Like, that, you can have both. Sony is just like, nope, we just want one, we don't care about the other. Which is why they rebooted Spider-Man in 2012. You know, it was off to a great start, and then studio interference happened in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and just back then they were just like, all right, we're going to seed a Sinister Six movie in the sequel to Spider-Man that we just rebooted, and we're gonna have a Sinister Six movie come out in 2016, and then Amazing Spider-Man 3 in 2018, and all throughout we're gonna have random movies in between, like an Aunt May prequel film. Like, they were just throwing everything. They were just throwing everything and hoping to God and praying that something stuck. And this is not just me making this shit up. This wasn't rumored. This was actually leaked in the Sony hack of 2014. All of these plans that they had, right? So when they figured out that, you know, none of this shit was going to work in 2014 because Amazing Spider-Man 2 underperformed, Andrew Garfield was like, fuck you, Sony. And that's basically what he did. Like he was supposed to go to this one dinner, like where they were, I think they were honoring somebody at Sony, and this man was just like, nope, I'm not going. And they were just like, you know what, fuck this, we gonna reboot it. Like it's crazy, man. Well, obviously not to that degree. It wasn't like he skipped out on the dinner and that's what caused him to reboot it. They were just like, they were getting some pressure from Kevin Feige to be like, yo, fam, you know? But yeah, they rebooted the character. They worked in tandem with Marvel Studios, and hooray, everybody's happy because Spider-Man can play in the Avengers playpen. And, you know, shit was good. You know, the Spider-Man movies produced by the MCU, it made a lot of money. You know, like Far From Home broke over $1 billion. No Way Home almost cracked $2 billion. And, you know, shit was looking good. But the thing about Sony that a lot of people forget is that Sony is a drug addict. Sony Pictures is a drug addict of a company. This is the company that the second they just like get a whiff of success, they're just like, well, you know what? Back to square one. Let's do what we tried to do before. And that's essentially what they're doing now in this weird era of we're going to make movies based off of Spider-Man's rogue gallery that don't make sense narratively. They don't make sense in the context of us building a universe, but fuck it, we gonna try. So it happened with Venom in 2018, and obviously, you know, Venom made a lot of money. But if you look at people and the way they talk about Venom, it's always, well, you know, I had fun with it. They don't really talk about it like, this is the Venom movie we should have gotten. They're like, I had fun with it. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's goofy. It reminded me of a 2001 movie. Like, that's the best and listen, if you enjoy Venom, that's fine. Okay, cool. But to sit here and be like, yo, they made Venom for the fans. Like, that shit, like, hard work and effort. But, you know, that movie made close to $1 billion, and Sony's like, hey, we can do our own Sony Spider-Man universe. Let's rev this shit back up. Rev up those fryers. And that's what they did. So summer of 2019, and I love how I'm just doing this whole fucking history lesson because that's how much this shit has affected me, you guys. This is how bad it is. So summer of 2019 rolls around, and you guys, if you don't know, summer of 2019 was when Marvel and Sony were going to renegotiate the deal for the Spider-Man character. Because Sony owns the film rights to the character and they licensed it out to Marvel, it's licensed out on an appearance per basis. So it was set up for two solo films and then 3 separate appearances. Captain America Civil War being the first, Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home being the 2 movies, and then Infinity War and Endgame being the other 2 movies. So 5 total appearances. Not 5 movies, but 5 total appearances. So after Far From Home, they were going to renege and, you know, just go back to business as usual. But then Sony was like, you know what? Our movie made $1 billion. Kevin, we don't really need you. We don't need these Marvel characters that we're gonna shove in on all the posters like Robert Downey Jr. Like, yo, Spider-Man Homecoming, the amount of Iron Man marketing that was in that movie for a character that had like 2 seconds, but 2 minutes of screen time, you would have thought this shit was Iron Man 4, bro. Like, I remember, man, one of the funniest memes was when literally, when Tony got out of the suit and then like Peter said, I was just trying to be like you. And then the meme said, listen, nigga, this is Iron Man 4. I don't know what you talk about. Like, that's basically what the marketing made it look like. Yo, and then there was that scene in the trailer where Spider-Man was swinging with Iron Man. That shit was not in the movie, bro. That shit is crazy. But anyways, I'm just bullshitting here, you guys. So they're like, you know what? We gonna do this shit ourselves, bro. We listen, like Kevin Feige, we're grateful for his work, but we can do this shit. We can do it ourselves. And obviously, they got a major backlash and it caused them to renegotiate the deal with Marvel. And that's what gave us Spider-Man No Way Home, right? But in the process, Sony had their own plans. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do a Morbius movie. Why? I don't know. This character that, yeah, it's a Spider-Man villain, but he's not an A-list Spider-Man villain. He ain't no Green Goblin. But we're going to do a Morbius movie without Spider-Man, and we're going to cast Jared Leto in the role. Directors and writers, man, we'll figure that out on the day of. We'll start filming. We'll just be like, yo, who's that dude at the gas station? You want to do man, get over here. Do a Morbius movie for us. And that's basically what happened. Bro, they shot Morbius before they shot No Way Home. That movie was supposed to come out before Spider-Man No Way Home. I hope y'all remember that. That movie had its first trailer at the beginning of 2020, right? So they're like, yeah, we're going to do a Morbius movie and we're going to do a Kraven the Hunter movie. And mind you, every single reasonable person in the room is like, why? Why are you doing this? But knowing Sony and Avi Arad's Endgame, they want to build up to this goddamn Sinister Six movie. What is it about the fucking Sinister Six that you're just like, we gotta make this shit work? This is gonna be our Avengers. Like, every single time, it's like we go back to the fucking Sinister Six, bro. So they do this Morbius movie. COVID happens. Shit gets delayed. No Way Home comes out, and then obviously No Way Home was a big success. And so like, all right, you know what? So let's put Kraven into production, and we go like we're gonna fast track this shit, right? So we're gonna do that, and then you know what? We're doing the multiverse with Marvel, so we're gonna go ahead and do a Madam Web movie, because Madam Web, if you thought that nobody knew who Morbius was, Madam Web, let's fucking go. Madam Web, we gonna have a Madam Web movie. It's gonna be an origin story without Spider-Man. How we're gonna fill 2 hours? I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out on the day of. Stop asking questions. So, okay. And then, meanwhile, you still have this fucking Morbius movie that has just been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. That at the point that this movie is supposed to come out, it's now post No Way Home with this multiverse shit. And Sony's just like, oh my God. We're about to launch this Morbius movie and we have no way to tie this into our Spider-Man universe. Okay, so you know what we're about to do? All right. Can somebody fucking get Michael Keaton? Can you get Michael Keaton on a Skype call real quick? We need him to come in and record some dialogue for us. Like, fuck it. We got Michael Keaton. And then you know what? We're going to take just this random scene of Jared Leto in a field. Could have been shot on his iPhone for all we know. And we're going to have a CGI Vulture come in. Oh, did I mention that Vulture is now transported from the Marvel Spider-Man universe to the Sony Spider-Man universe? Why? I don't know. It just fucking happened. Like, all right, here we are now. How he has tech in this universe? I don't know. I don't fucking know. But yeah, he's just like, oh, wow, I'm transported in here. And mind you, the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming, who was not a villain, he was just trying to provide for his family. He strolls up to this guy, Michael Morbius, and he's like, thanks for meeting me, Doc. I don't know what's going on here, but I think it has to do with that pesky Spider-Man. Oh, yeah. Like, totally. Like, out of all the things that you've seen Out of all the things that have happened in the MCU with fucking Thanos and snapping away half of life, this multiverse shit has got to do with Spider-Man, bro. But yeah, you want to team up? You want to team up? We can do some real good. And that's the end of the fucking movie. Like, they shot that thing in a fucking weekend, bro. Because they need shit to work in this multiverse. With this, somehow they're gonna try to tie in this Morbius movie, this Kraven the Hunter movie, which makes no fucking sense. Out of all the villains in Spider-Man's rogue gallery, one of the greatest stories put to a comic, Kraven's Last Hunt. They're trying to take bits and pieces and elements and mix that into this live action movie without Spider-Man, because you know all these villains are just so interchangeable and we can make them generic protagonists. Kraven the Hunter, no, that man is Dave the Hunter. That's what he is, bro. He is Dave the Hunter. Michael Morbius, that nigga named Jack, bro. Like, no, because these are not villains, bro. They're just fucking random dudes. They're just random dudes. What about them is gonna make them want to go up against Spider-Man? I don't know. Listen, stop asking questions. Just focus on the action. And now, we have the next piece of this puzzle. We got the next piece of this puzzle. Just announced yesterday at CinemaCon. Mind you, I was about to go to bed when I read this shit. Oh, and if y'all are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate it. I was about to go to bed when I read this shit. Just announced at CinemaCon. Sony Pictures in the Sony universe of Marvel characters, the Sumk. Is that they call it the Sumk? Oh, that rolls off the tongue. The Sumk. Right, yeah, this is our Sumk. You know, get ready. How do you feel like, you know, like we got the MCU, we got the DCEU, the Sumk. The Sumk. I'm not bullshitting. That's what they called it. You know what the funny thing is? It's still a step up from their previous title, which they just gave like a few years ago. It was, I think, SPUMC, the Spunk. The Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters. Oh my god. Like, we already know that they get their graphic designers off of Wish, so I guess they're getting the fucking people who name shit off of Wish as well. Like, this is just insane. But not as insane as the movie they just announced. And I know I've been bullshitting for the past couple of minutes, bro. Well, past 15 minutes. But just announced, Sony Pictures is working on an El Muerto movie. Okay, how many of y'all knew who that is? Oh, wait. How many of y'all knew that this was even a character that existed in the world of Spider-Man, let alone Marvel Comics? El Muerto. And mind you, I love Spider-Man. I didn't know who the fuck this dude was until I went to Google. I was like, who? Who is this? All I saw was El Muerto, something Spider-Man. I was like, what? And I had to go to Google, and you want to know where I found out this character? I had to dig through all the news articles and get to the very bottom of Google to find this character. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's a character who showed up in a few Marvel comics. All right, let's see. How many? 2? Sony is making a movie about a wrestler that has only ever had 2 appearances. And I know what y'all are thinking, like, oh, Neo, man, they could have been like the greatest appearances of all time. Nobody knows who this character is. And this is not a case of, well, nobody knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxy have had a lineage. Sure, general population might not know them, but they have a lineage. They exist. They've been across the entire Marvel comic realm. This dude has had 2 appearances in comics from 2006. Some of y'all weren't even born. But they're getting Bad Bunny to play him because, you know, like, out of all the actors you know, crying for representation, all the great, you know, Latino actors out there. We gonna get Bad Bunny. Like, I didn't even know this dude was an actor. Like, I just saw the trailer for, what was that thing called? Bullet Train. It looks like a cool movie. And Bad Bunny's in it. I'm like, all right, cool, fine. But like, why? Oh, because Bad Bunny is insanely popular and they hope that his fan base is gonna go see the movie just because. Sony is banking this potentially $100 million movie off of the success of somebody who's a singer and hoping to God that that translates. Guys, I'm not even angry about this. I am just defeated. I am just so defeated as a Spider-Man fan. You know, if I never get another Spider-Man movie again, I will be okay. Like, Spider-Verse is the only nugget, the only gem that they have over at Sony. The only one. And that's because it's handled by their animation division, which works separate from Sony Pictures. Different people managing it. But I just have this weird sinking suspicion that by the time we get that third Spider-Verse movie in 2024, they're gonna try to tie this into the live action stuff. I have this sinking suspicion. Like, hey, you know, we're doing multiverse stuff in live action. Let's mix in our animated stuff. And as much as I would love to see Jake Johnson play like a live action Peter B. Parker, I don't trust anybody at Sony Pictures, bro. Like, Sony is just throwing, they're not even throwing darts at the board. They're just throwing it around the room and hoping something sticks. Like, dude, you have Uncharted come out, and when the best thing people say is, well, it's not as terrible as I thought it was, and if you have a few drinks, maybe it's kind of enjoyable. Bro, why is a video game doing a better job selling you an action movie than an actual action movie? Like, I don't understand that. Like, this is some shit you would see in 2003. This is like Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider. This is shit you would see in the early 2000s, not in 2022, but these people still got that same mindset. And unfortunately, it's because people still go out and see those movies. And listen, I can't knock someone for going to see something that they want to see it or playing something they want to play or whatever, because that's your prerogative. You make your money, you do what you want to do. But man, it is just depressing, because you would think that, all right, we're going to make a stronger sequel. Like Venom, for example. Venom, the first Venom movie. All right, you know, it wasn't great, but maybe the sequel's going to be better. Andy Serkis, Nope. It's gonna be fucking shorter than the first Venom movie, and we're gonna butcher Carnage. Like, yeah. It's just so sad, bro. It's just like it's all right. I'm gonna say something I have never said before in my life. I have more hope and faith in whatever the hell DC is doing right now than anything Sony Pictures is doing with their properties. Like, it is so sad, bro. Like, dude, Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, Morbius. Like, who the fuck is next? Paste Pot Pete? Big Wheel? Oh, come on, you can't have a movie in the sunk without Paste Pot Pete or Big Wheel. Come on, Sony, give the fans what they really want. Like, and that's what really depresses me, guys. Because what kills me is that these are a lot of the characters' first introductions on screen. I would love to see a live action Spider-Gwen. I would love to see Silk. I would love to see Spider-Man 2099. I would, like, Miguel O'Hara is one of my favorite Spider-Man. I would love to see Ben Reilly. I would love to see, like, this is sacrilegious. I would love to see the Clone Saga, like a proper version of the Clone Saga, right? I don't have faith in Sony, man, because I just know at the very least we're gonna get movies that are like moderately okay at best if you're not going into it expecting something great, when they could be so much more, man. Like, dude, we're in an era right now where Marvel is now doing legacy characters. We're getting Captain America, Sam Wilson. Excuse me. We're getting, you know, characters like Moon Knight. We're getting Miss Marvel. We're getting into the multiverse. We're getting into all these things. And Sony is just like, hey guys, I'm here. Oh God. Like, what's next? Are they gonna do a movie about the guy that clapped Uncle Ben? Oh yeah, that's what I need, man. I need to know the backstory on why he robbed the wrestler. You know what they could do? You know what they could do? They should do origin stories for every single Spider-Man actor's Uncle Ben killer. The first guy, not Sandman, you know, from the Raimi movies, but that first guy. What was his story? Why did he turn to the life of crime? Then we got that second guy, you know, who just held up that bodega. Like, what's happening with him? And then you can lead into the third one where we don't know who killed Uncle Ben. We don't even know if Uncle Ben is dead in the MCU movies. But we could get the backstory on that. And then you could do a multiverse of murderers films. Like, that's what it is. Maybe they can reconcile with Peter or not. Maybe they can just pull out the Glock. I don't know. But these are fucking ideas, man. Who else, bro? Like, we can get, man, you know what? I want to get a movie on that character from Amazing Spider-Man 2. That Oscorp executive played by Colin Fiore. That bald dude that everybody thought was the Vulture. What's his story, man? We need the details on it, bro. Like, how did he end up becoming such a dick? I don't know, bro. Crane Dad. We could get a movie about Crane Dad. And this, like, what? His son. Is the reason why he loves his son so much is because him and his wife, they were divorced because he spent too much time working on cranes? Like, I don't know. Like, these could be potential ideas that we explore. But, yeah, man. And you know what kills me? You know, they were hitting up Andrew Garfield's DMs like crazy. They were just like, yo, do you want to come back and be Spider-Man? The boy took one look at that phone. He's just like, no. Like, no, I'm not doing this. Not again. Because that's what it is, bro. And honestly, man. What kills me is that, like, I know we're never going to get a situation where we get a Spider-Man 4 that is just Spider-Man 4 Sam Raimi. We're never going to get that. Sony's going to try to tie it into their nonsense, and we do not need that nonsense. I would love a Spider-Man 4 directed by Sam Raimi. They bring back Toby. They bring back Kirsten. Just cap off that story. End it. Self-contained. That's it. Never going to get that. I would love an Amazing Spider-Man 3. Hell no. I do not want an Amazing Spider-Man 3 now that they're trying to do this. Oh, God. I just thought of something terrible. What if they try? Because I know they're going to work with Marvel at some point again. They're going to do like a Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. What if they try to rope Miles Morales into this nonsense? Oh my God. What if they introduce a live action Miles Morales as the Spider-Man for their new universe? Oh my God, that poor child. At that point, Sony is fucking racist. Like, you're racist to the Latinos and the black people. If you go rope in the first Afro-Latino Spider-Man on film into this nonsense, oh hell no, you're gonna scar that child for life. I can't write. Sony's writing this down right now. Let's stop it. Oh my God. Flame is right, Neo. Stop. Sony's writing this. Oh God. Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Andrew Garfield, bro. Hey, Zack Rodriguez, what's up, bro? Yo, it's what's up, Zach? What's up, Sean? What's up, Matt C, Nicholas Bloom, Wee Man on Wheels, Jay Moneyball, Bob Ross. What's going on, people? Oh, golly. Okay, but yeah, that's everything, man. That's everything I want to say on this. This. What is this story even gonna be about? Oh my God. Is it gonna be like a wrestler who's down on his luck, up and coming wrestler? What does he have to do with Spider-Man? Oh my God, if Morbius shows up at the end, I will lose it. Oh God. Careful, a Sony executive might come to your door with a pen and paper. Hey, listen, if I could get some residuals and an executive producer credit, that'll take care of all of my fucking expenses for a while. Like, I'll be okay with that. And you know what? If they make even one of those ideas, chat, I'm gonna rent an Airbnb mansion and you guys are all invited. Because we did not go through this shit alone. We went through this as a unit. So if I get cut a big check from Sony for doing that, fuck it. We having an Airbnb. We smoking that Sony pack. You know what we gonna do? We gonna do it on the weekend of when that movie premieres. And you know what we about to do? We not gonna see that movie. We just gonna have a party at the Airbnb mansion. And I will go on every single fucking podcast. Because I will be like, yeah, I worked on this Sony movie. Yeah, let me talk to you guys about it. Like, and I will not tell people to see the movie. I'll just be like, yeah, I worked on it. That's it, bro. Take a producer role and decline credits. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. But you listen, you guys are all invited. You got to pay for your travel, but you are all invited to this Airbnb. I don't know where I'd have the Airbnb, but we will rent it. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Let me go ahead and get back to the other super chats. Colin, I know you had a lot of fun with that shit, bro. He's like, yeah. That was for Canada. $2 super chat from Flame. Neo, I will pay you to finish Tales. Name it. Yo, listen. I could go for a small loan of, I don't know. I have to get back to you on that. I'm terrible when put on the spot. And then Amazing JD, who's been a member of the Fandom Weirdos for the past 5 months. Thank you, bro. Sony and Atlas are absolute experts at listening to what fans want. Oh, God. You guys say El Muerto, and that's just like a trigger. $2 from Blue Senshi 19. Sony Cinematic Trash Fire. I never watched Venom. But they keep making money, bro. Man, I can't knock it. People want to see it, and that's it, bro. $5 from Artsy Avanti. What are your thoughts on Kingdom Hearts Versus 13 being a potential thing? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Was Kingdom Hearts before? When did they announce Kingdom Hearts 4? Because I'm getting a lot of comments about it. Was that like before or after the last Ask Neo stream? I'm confused here. I'm confused here, you guys. Was that before or I don't know. Someone's got a... Was it? Did we talk about Kingdom Hearts 4 in the last stream? I don't know. I think we did. Did we? This is what happens when you get old, guys. You just forget things. Old man Neo. Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced on April 10th. Did we do an Ask Neo? Yeah, no, we did an Ask Neo on the... Didn't we do one on the 12th? I think we did one on the 12th. Hold on. I am such a terrible content creator. I don't remember the last time I streamed. Hold on, chaps. No. The last time we did an Ask Neo was on the 5th. Are you serious? We didn't talk about Kingdom Hearts 4? No. I feel like we did. We didn't? Oh, shit. Wow. Okay. All right. It is Kingdom Hearts time, baby. It is Kingdom Hearts time. Holy shit. Okay. So to answer Zap Black's question, yes, I still do buy Blu-rays. I still buy Blu-ray for all my 4K physical media fans. We still out here. I just bought Spider-Man No Way Home on 4K. You know, we still support movies, man, because shit, with the way shit's going with Netflix and everything, man, support your physical media, man. I got some good stuff. I got some good stuff so I can show for a pickup at some point. Colin's just like a pickup, because Colin, we collect a lot of Blu-rays, so he's just like, you better do it. All right, but anyway, all right, guys. So Kingdom Hearts 4, right? Okay, so Kingdom Hearts 4. Oh damn, they just announced a Batman sequel. Neo's getting a case of Moon Knight. I mean, honestly, it could have been my other personality. It could have been my other personality. Let me just see this Batman announcement. Okay, so a sequel to the Batman is in the works. Okay, obviously. Duh. Anyway. All right. Okay, so back on point. All right. So Kingdom Hearts 4, which I could have sworn we talked about, but maybe it was my other personality. I don't know. What would my other personality be named? If, I'm Neo, what's my other personality's name? I don't know. But Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced. It was heavily rumored for a while. I mean, obviously with the success of Kingdom Hearts 3, and with how Kingdom Hearts 3 ended, man, if y'all wanted to play the game by now, you would have played the game. But with the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, you can tell that this is not the end of that story. It wasn't like Avengers Endgame where it's like, okay, this is the end of the saga and we just don't know where we're going to go next. But if you wanted to call this a definitive ending, it is an ending. Kingdom Hearts 3 was basically sequel bait for Kingdom Hearts 4. There was really no type of proper resolution. There really wasn't. Like, I know a lot of people say, well, it ended the Darkseeker saga, but like, no. It introduced a lot more stuff rather than tying up a lot of loose ends, giving people like proper closure and everything. It's like, no. Come back next time. That's part of the reason why I didn't like Kingdom Hearts 3, because the story, it didn't feel like a culmination, an actual ending. It just felt like, check back later. Ugh. Anyway, so we knew that they were going to do a Kingdom Hearts 4. We didn't exactly know when. And, you know, with the memes, people are saying, oh, yeah, we're going to get Kingdom Hearts 4 in 2040. You know, probably. But there was a leak that came out. It was definitely a few months back. I believe it was an NVIDIA GeForce Now leak, and they were just listing a bunch of games, man. Some games that were already announced, some games that were, rumored to be in production. And the leak looked a little too good to be true, because they were talking about like a lot of games people were looking forward to, and a lot of games that's like, no, there's no way that this would even be in a database. Like Kingdom Hearts 4, how would Kingdom Hearts 4 be in a database? They haven't even talked about it. They haven't even started working on it. Like, what? And then a lot of games on that list started to get announced. And then people were like, uh-oh. And there were only a few games left on that list, with Kingdom Hearts 4 being one of them. And then boom, Kingdom Hearts 4 got announced. And they also announced another, I think it's another Kingdom Hearts. I don't know if it's a mobile game or whatever. You put Kingdom Hearts in mobile and this nigga's asleep, bro. I'm like, all right, I'll watch the cutscenes on YouTube. But yeah, it's literally what everybody thought it was going to be. It's a game that stars Sora, and it's the next chapter in this story. And I gotta say, from a gameplay perspective, even though it is very early, you know, this game is not coming out anytime soon. From a gameplay perspective, it leaves me interested to see what happens next. Now, mind you, I'm not through the roof excited for Kingdom Hearts 4 just based off how 3 left me. So for me going into 4, it's more like cautious optimism, because while I do like the story in Kingdom Hearts and all its wackiness and crazy shit, it's kind of got a little bit too convoluted for its own good. And when you start explaining really important aspects of the lore in mobile games rather than the main games, which 99% of the people who ever heard of Kingdom Hearts, they're going to play those and not the mobile games, you're not doing a good job storytelling, right? Supplemental material should be just that, supplemental material, not the main bread and butter. It's kind of like the main games are superseded by the mobile games in terms of storytelling. It's the craziest thing, man. It's crazy. So that's why part of me, from a narrative point of view, which is why I kind of like the Kingdom Hearts games, because, you know, it can be interesting in its own convoluted way. I'm not too like, oh, all right, let's see what happens. I'm interested more to see what this game is going to be in terms of Tetsuya Nomura's fixation on revitalizing Final Fantasy Versus 13, which, if you guys have played Kingdom Hearts 3, you see a couple of snippets from Versus 13 and what he wanted to do in that game that never got realized. Because, you know, a lot of people, they look at Final Fantasy Versus 13, they're like, okay, well, Versus 13 ended up becoming Final Fantasy 15. Not necessarily. Versus 13 and Final Fantasy 15 are two completely separate, different games. Sure, they share similarities with like the main cast or whatever, maybe some, you know, like just like basic themes. But in terms of like other characters that showed up, progression of the plot, entire set pieces, completely different games. Which is why, if you look at a lot of the stuff that's happening with Kingdom Hearts now, which Kingdom Hearts is Nomura's baby, you know, that's something that he controls, versus Versus 13, which was a project that he was put on and then he was taken away from him and just a whole bunch of other nonsense. He's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to use this as an opportunity to retell Versus 13, or at the very least give it its proper due. And you start seeing that with a lot of the set pieces in Kingdom Hearts 4. You got glimpses of it in Kingdom Hearts 3, but in 4 you just cannot deny it. Nomura is gonna have his Versus 13 one way or another, and honestly, more power to him. I'm happy that a creative is able to get a lot of the stuff that they originally wanted. I'm happy that he's able to do it now. Sure, it'll probably be like 20 years later by the time 4 comes out. I mean, I don't think it'll take Kingdom Hearts 4 another 4 years. But yeah, you never know. But it is cool. It is cool. So in that respect, I want to see how wacky this game is going to be. I want to see how wacky it's going to be mixing in that versus lore and just the regular Kingdom Hearts lore. Like, that's going to be really interesting. But yeah, I'm not like excited like I was when Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced. Like, you guys remember when Kingdom Hearts 3, bro, Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced, next year will be 10 years since it was announced. But I remember when that shit happened, everybody in the Skype call went fucking ballistic. It was like, what the fuck? And we thought they showed gameplay at the time, but it wasn't gameplay at all. But it was a surreal feeling. And now, I wouldn't say it's because I'm older and I don't get excited about games, because that's not true. I'm still very excited about a lot of stuff happening. It's just, you know, if you come out with a game that's not that great, it's kind of hard for me to get excited about the sequel. You know what I'm saying? Like, a perfect example, the Fantastic Beasts movies, right? The first Fantastic Beasts movie came out. It was a pretty decent film. It was a nice little movie. I enjoyed it, you know, and I was excited to see what happened. Then they dropped that sequel, and I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? Oh my God. Which is why I was not excited for the third one. And based off the box office, nobody was either. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Kingdom Hearts. It's like, I'll wait to see what they do. You know what I'm saying? I'll play it when it comes out. But yeah, I'm not, you won't see me being like, oh my God. Like, you won't see me jumping on stream for like reaction videos and shit. But, you know, more power to the fans. More power to the fans. There's now another Kingdom Hearts product to speculate and theorize for the next couple of years. I will say this much, though. Something I did notice in the game that kind of tripped me out. Sora is wearing regular size shoes. Like, holy fuck, bro. That to me is the biggest sign of character development and growth. Like, regular size shoes. Because, you know, Sora been wearing clown shoes since like 02. He wore clown. Sora came on the scene with a romper and clown shoes. And now this man pays taxes and wears regular size shoes. If that's not a symbol of adulthood and what happens to us, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. But yeah, what do you guys think about Kingdom Hearts 4? Are you guys excited about it? Are you kind of like lukewarm to it like I am? Do you not just care about Kingdom Hearts and you're just in the stream chilling? Like, let me know down below, guys. But yeah, hope everyone is doing well. I'm seeing a lot of like comments in here saying hope you're doing well, Neo, and everything. I'm doing great, you guys. Hope you guys are doing good too. Another thing on that Nvidia leak was a Final Fantasy IX remake. So listen, so far it's everything has come true. So yeah, we get a Final Fantasy IX remake. But if I had to guess though, if I was a betting man, I would say that Final Fantasy IX remake is smaller in scale compared to something like the Final Fantasy VII remake. I don't think it's going to be this grandiose 3-game project. I think it's going to be a step up from like the Mana remake that they did. It's going to be a step up from that, but it's not going to be this game that's like completely unrecognizable from the original title. I think it's still going to retain a lot of what made the original Final Fantasy IX great from a visual standpoint, from an aesthetic. Like, I just have this weird feeling. I hope I'm right. Because honestly, Final Fantasy IX, for the most part, it still holds up. So the only thing that we really need to do is just modernize a couple of things, modernize, like dialogue and controls, and adjust a couple of things. Like, you really don't need to do too much to the game. You don't need to make it an action title. Just keep it turn-based. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it might look like a Dragon Quest game in terms of like how that aesthetic is. Yeah. But yeah, if you guys have not played Final Fantasy IX, definitely do that. It is my favorite Final Fantasy game. And honest to God, it's one of the best. All right. 199 for Corey Gryffindor. Where are my data battles, Chris? Yes, Corey, I know, my friend. I know. I haven't been doing a lot of gaming recently, but I did make progress in Kingdom Hearts. I am close to maxing out Sora. Like the last time I checked. I have to check last time I turned on my PlayStation, but I am close to maxing out Sora and getting everything, and then we'll be good to go. That would be good to go. No more confirmed. Kingdom Hearts is 3 arcs, Darkseeker Saga, Cross Series, X Series, and now the Lost Masters arc. Yeah, the Lost Masters arc, to me, that's going to be like the make or break. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking about the Lost Masters and everything. Like, they just spent so much time in 3 talking about it and all these other games. And it's like, this shit better pay off, Nomura. This shit better pay off. But damn, how many more games is that going to be, bro? Is 4, 5, and 6 going to be a new trilogy? I don't know. All right, $10 super chat coming in from Purified Storm. Thank you, Grant. It's good to see you. Halo Infinite Season 3 in November. Halo needs major help. Can certain affinity help Halo with the Battle Royale? Do you think that'll save the series? Will Infinite be amazing by March of next year? Can Halo ever actually die as a series? Is there any hope? Yeah, so, you know, we might as well talk about this Halo thing, man. I was going to do a separate video on it, but honestly, just like the whole Morbius thing, El Muerto thing, it just depresses me, man. So, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with Halo, but 343 just dropped an update in regards to the roadmap for Halo going forward. And if there's one thing that I've been pretty critical of, you know, being a casual Halo fan, is the fact that they really haven't done anything to bring me back into playing the game. You know, the game came out, and already we knew that, you know, they were going to take their time with this and everything. So we weren't going to have everything at launch, which is okay. It's a pandemic, blah, blah, blah. But we were expecting at the very least by like February, we'd have a couple of new maps. We'd have a couple of new modes. You know, shit would be good because Halo Infinite launched pretty bare bones. If you're talking about it in comparison to other Halo games, it was not up to snuff. But the core gameplay of Halo Infinite was just, it still is fucking buttery smooth. It's amazing that a lot of us were just like, you know what, screw it. You know, sure, we'll rank out the battle pass and that'll be it. We'll wait for a little bit. And then we realized the waiting turned into weeks, and then the weeks turned into months. And now here we are almost into the 5th month of 2022. And we're wondering, you know, what's happening with Halo Season 2, huh? And we got the update that basically Halo Infinite, the next season, it's gonna be 6 months. 6 fucking months for a season, right? And you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's probably a lot of content that's gonna be doled out. No. You would think that, my young Padawan, but you are wrong. You are lost. Basically, everything that we had expected to be in Halo by this point, you know, from a single player perspective, from multiplayer perspective, pushed back. And listen, there's not a problem if you're working for like making sure quality assurance is fine and all that stuff. But it's another thing when you decide to launch a game in such a state, in a dire state, that you don't have anything to keep your fans coming back for more. And then your next update is just telling them, okay, well, check back for later. And we're going to start testing Forge, you know, in September. And at that point, it's like, September, fam, it's May. It's May, and you guys don't have anything else for us? Anything worthwhile? Like, it's depressing, bro. It's like, it leads me to believe that they literally had nothing planned for this game. And I know I'm beating a dead horse here. You know, the horse is starting to stink because it's been dead this whole time. But what state was this game going to launch in 2020 if they're having trouble with their first year of content? And I know a lot of people are going to bring up, well, look at games like Destiny and No Man's Sky and Rainbow Six Siege, all those games, Apex Legends, they launched in dire states, but eventually they ended up being really good. Okay, but that's the thing. A lot of those games, well, some of them were the first to ever do it. So they were kind of like the first to test these things out and figure themselves out. Not saying that that's an excuse, but you would expect that Halo, a game that has the backing of a $1 trillion corporation that is all in on gaming, a game that has been in development for 6 years, a game that has been restructured and shuffled and delayed an entire year, you would think that there would be better management of the IP and the brand. But what we're seeing right now is just like with the Master Chief Collection and just like Halo 5, eventually Halo Infinite will be a good game. Arguably, maybe, at some point. I don't know. Stop complaining. Just play another game, Neo. Like, I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired of like the potential of games being a thing. I'm tired of us like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna spend $60 on this game. I'm gonna buy the battle pass. I'm gonna max it out in a weekend, and I'm just not gonna touch the game for another 6 months. Oh wait, no, it got delayed. The updates, fuck. All right, another 9 months, 10 months. Like by the time we get to year 1 of Halo Infinite, how much content are we really going to have in this game? Like, and not even talking like, let's just step away from the multiplayer for a second. Like campaign co-op, man. Campaign co-op is like coming out what, end of the summer? End of the fucking summer for campaign co-op. And don't even talk about campaign DLC. That's probably like further down the road. It's just depressing, bro. I mean, listen, if you're a person who you can like live with just waiting for games, cool. But to me, it's just a depressing discussion. And I guarantee you, if this shit was not on Game Pass, people would be singing a different tune. If people had to go out there and spend the $60 to buy Halo Infinite and buy the Battle Pass and buy all this shit, and then you get hit with the updates, people would be singing a different tune. But because it's on Game Pass and the barrier of entry is $1 a month, you guys know the tricks, people are okay with it. And it's sad because like 343 has so many talented developers working there, but the culture is not built up for success. The reason why Insomniac is just so incredible, like people question, how the fuck does Insomniac jump from game to game and have all these updates ready at launch and all this stuff or whatever? Because they've built the culture. They have an incredible pipeline. 343, and all those behind the scenes reports seem to be true. They don't have a culture there. It's just a whole bunch of people that come in, they try their very best, and they're all contracted. So when they're done, they move on to the next one, and they bring in new people who, rightfully so, don't know anything about how things work, so it pushes back things. How do you mismanage a studio that was formed and created to manage Halo? Like, how does this happen? How? Like, okay, No Man's Sky ended up becoming a good game 3 years after the fact. All right, sure. Final Fantasy 14 ended up becoming a good game, you know, like 3-4 years after the fact. Okay. But why do we got to keep using examples for games that came out like almost a decade ago? In the case of Final Fantasy 14, over a decade ago. Like, I just don't get it, dude. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, bro. But I guess that's, you know what? I guess I'm just becoming an old man. I guess I'm just becoming an old man in that case. You know, like I like judging based off of what people in the community are, like how they're feeling. I think I might be in the minority. What do you guys think about this situation? Oh boy. All right, let me just go through the super chats right quick. $2 from Simply, by the way. Thank you so much. Starfield Game of the Year 2023. Why does everybody keep saying 2023? Why do y'all keep saying 2023? Is it because it comes out after like the Game Awards nomination? Is that why people are saying it's going to be Game of the Year for the next year? Don't tell me that shit got delayed. No, you can't delay Starfield. I'm getting to the point where within like less than 2 months, they'll be showing Starfield gameplay, and I want to get excited. And the last thing I want to hear is a fucking delay. Okay, you're talking about the deadline for the Game Awards. Okay. I'm about to say, I was like, what do you all know that I don't know? 199 from the Tez Experience. What are your thoughts on Ben Simmons? Have you played Neo: The World Ends With You? Oh god, the whole Ben Simmons situation. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, like, you know, like I was hearing what Shaq was saying about him and everything, and I'm like, I'm partially conflicted. I'm partially conflicted, but then again, you never know what's going on with some people, you know? And have you played The World Ends With You, Neo? All right, so here's the thing. I started it, and I recently restarted the game again, and I basically got to where I was in the demo. I finished that up, because I forgot that the demo, if you finish the demo, you have the progress and everything, but I was just like, fuck it, let me just go in fresh again, and I got to where the demo ended, and I was like, all right, bet. Then I got hit with Persona 5. $2 from Flame. I was right. Let it die. Reject incomplete games. Yeah. So the thing a lot of people don't know about Flame is that Flame has been a real. I feel like Flame has been like the only, not in terms of all the people from like Lords of Gaming. I think Flame was the one who was about. I think you were probably like the only person there that refused to play Halo Infinite until it was like feature complete, right? And he kept saying like, yo, Halo Infinite's never coming out, as a joke. And we were all like, all right, Flame, you gonna play it like sometime next year. He's like, yeah, I will. And then now he's just like, man, I'm never gonna play it. And honestly, I can't fucking blame him. I can't blame him, bro. Cause that's just crazy, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, Halo Infinite was in a big development hell, man. They announced, dude, the game has went through so many different directors, so many different creatives on there. Like, at some point, I think it'll be good, but Jesus Christ, it's like we're playing a game that's in beta. Yeah, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the campaign either. Like, I loved traversing the open world and everything. That was fun. But at the same time, I don't think it really benefited Halo. It's not like Halo going open world. It's not like it was a Breath of the Wild where the game rewards you for going and exploring the open world. Like, to me, I feel like that's why you should transition a game from a linear style to an open world, if you reward the player. But if it's just some random shit like, oh, go save these Marines here, go to this outpost and do that, it just gave you more busy work to do. Like, that's all it really was. Like, oh yeah, you can go fight these like these bosses and everything, get better equipment and blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, but it's basically just what we're doing over and over again. And yeah, you could say that about a lot of open world games, but that's why there's only like one Witcher 3 and one Breath of the Wild, and there's a billion Ubisoft games. But for me, I was more critical about the storytelling of Halo Infinite. Everything happened indoors. Everything happened in these corridors. And they were all the same recycled Forerunner facilities, back to back to back to back. And it was always you watching these cutscenes of other people talking about other things that happened behind the scenes, not on screen. And I'm just like, oh my God. It was like watching Rise of Skywalker play out in a video game. It was crazy. It was just like, wow, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I just like, and I'm not trying to like dump on Infinite and say it's the worst Halo game, but like I played it and I'm just like, I was wondering, people said, this is like the best Halo campaign ever. I was wondering what game they were playing. Like, no lie, when I had someone come up here and say, yo, it's like Halo 2 vibes, man. You know, the storytelling, it's like, it's got like epic missions on Halo 3, man. We're gonna finish the fight, bro. I was like, oh, let's go. And I played and I'm like, what the fuck are y'all smoking? Like, dude, I just like, yo, man. Did Halo ever have a good story, or is it just good lore? So it's definitely more good lore than it is good story, Hugh. But the thing about Halo is that it did such a good job balancing set pieces with the lore in tandem with the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, the story might have been the weakest part, but everything else made up for it. Whereas Infinite, I'm just there like, what is going on? There's no good lore here. There's no good story. There's not even good set pieces in Halo Infinite, man. Take this battery here, take this battery there. That's exactly what it is, bro. That is exactly what it is. Oh, Rick Payne, Wagwan, my brother. How you doing? Yo, Halo Reach's campaign was dope. You know, I need to go back and replay ODST at some point, man. I need to replay ODST. Oh, Sora Life Story. I forgot to say hello to you, my friend. Hope all is well. Hey, hope you're having a good day too. Zerix. Damn it. Sounded like a Kingdom Hearts character in this shit. What's one of the first games you remember enjoying? Oh man, honestly, one of the first video games I remember having a lot of fun with was ironically Ocarina of Time. Yeah, that was honestly one of the first games where I can remember really enjoying myself playing a video game. And that came out, was that 97 or 98? I think it was 98, right? That was the first game I remember, like, just sitting down having a really fucking good time. Because I played other games before. Like, as you guys know, my first time playing a video game was Monopoly on the Super Nintendo. But, like, Ocarina of Time was, like, my first, like, legit gaming memory, you know? What about you guys? What was, like, your first gaming memory where you just, you knew you were playing a video game and you were enjoying it, man? Ooh, Raul Martinez Castañeda, I think. Castañeda, I think? Castañeda? Ah, damn it. You'll help me pronounce it. I want to see Halo Doom fusion game, kind of like Kingdom Hearts, but way different. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. They want id to take a crack at Halo, which I wouldn't mind. But at the same time, I want to see id do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, did you guys hear the rumor that, well, I mean, it's probably happening, obviously, but there's a new Quake game coming out. There's a Quake game in development. They're talking like Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be insane. I retweeted it on Twitter, and obviously you got to take it with a grain of salt. But some of the stuff I read in that thread, it was very nice. They talk about Fallout remasters in Exile. Oh, Mexican Zoidberg, Black Karama, Luis Mayorga. What is up, guys? And we got Dylan Collins here and Michael Brent, Winterfort Studios. What is going on, people? I missed y'all. Oh, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1. Yo. Budokai 1. The cutscenes in Budokai 1 still hold up. Man, those good cutscenes. Like, what was it? Gohan versus Cell when Goku turned Super Saiyan for the first time. Oof, memories. What games are you looking forward to? There's nothing this summer for me until fall with Forspoken and God of War. So yeah, that's the thing. I mean, in the near future, like the next month or two, I really haven't been looking for a lot of video games because I'm at that point right now where unless it's something that I'm really like to a T excited for, like I would say God of War Ragnarok, and even though I haven't seen gameplay, Starfield, God of War Ragnarok and Starfield would be like my two most anticipated games for the rest of the year. But there's some other stuff too that I'm sure you guys are going to list in the comment section. Oh, perfect. Rick Payne, Plague Tale 2. I got to go up and finish up this other playthrough I did of that one. I said your name right, Raul? Oh, that is perfect. Yo, there's this little Spanish MILF at the gym who, like, bro, she let me not. But she doesn't speak that much English, but she's teaching me like Spanish. And you know, I impressed her with like a little bit of the Spanish that I remembered from fucking high school and shit. You know, this. Oh, see, look, Xenoblade 3. I don't know how I fucking forgot about Xenoblade, bro. Like, I'm telling you, when I say like my mind is only focused on like what's happening now and in the near future, anything that's months down the road, I'm like, all right, you know, I'll wake up one day, oh, Xenoblade's out, let's go. Did you have an N64? Yes, I did. You got at that point that you got games you haven't finished, like well, Tales is like 98% complete, but I just don't want to go back to it, bro. I'm like, man. But what is it? What was it? Yeah, so my gaming history, how it went was Super Nintendo, N64, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. I'm in terms of like when I got the consoles, PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox. Then I got the Wii, Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS5. Xbox Series S. Handheld wise, started off with the Game Boy Color. I had the blue one. It was like a light blue. I think I still have it somewhere around here. Light blue Game Boy Color. Then I got I didn't get the Game Boy Advance. I just went straight to the SP. So I was rocking with my Game Boy from like the late 90s until the early 2000s. Then I got an SP. I got an SP when Pokemon Sapphire came out. Then after that, I got a DS, then a PSP. And then my brother got all the revisions of the DS. I didn't get any of them. I stuck with like my fat one. Midnight Blue. Because I had a Midnight Blue Game Boy Advance SP, so I had a Midnight Blue DS. So I said PSP. And then I got a PSP 2000 because that shit was sexy as fuck. 3DS, Vita, and then Switch because it is a hybrid. Yeah, but oh, that's why I forgot. That's why I forgot. Because Xenoblade 3 got pushed up. So in my mind, I was still thinking Xenoblade's coming out in September, but now it's coming out in July. So it fucked with my brain. All right, there we go. Xenoblade in July. So I think Xenoblade is honestly... No, oh, you know what? Digimon comes out in the summer too. I got to see what that game's hitting for. Because they've been really quiet about that game for the longest time. I need to see what they're doing to it. If it's fire, I'm going to get a day one. If not, that's just going to be price drop. But Xenoblade comes out in July. It's perfect. That's my birthday month. PlayStation 4 has SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom for free. If you have PS Plus, it's a pretty cool game. Yes, that's right. The Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated Edition. Go check it out, y'all. Arson Lock, what's good, my guy? Did you play Pokemon Legends Arceus? No, I did not. I kind of want to play it at some point. Because, I haven't played a Pokemon game. Oh my god. I have not bought a Pokemon game since... Oh my god. I have not bought a Pokemon game since Pokemon Y. Pokemon Y was the last one I bought. I remember I rented Alpha Sapphire from Gamefly. But yeah, no, I didn't get Sun and Moon. I didn't get the Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or whatever it's called. I skipped to the Let's Go. I skipped Sword and Shield. So I'll probably get Legends Arceus at some point. I'll get it at some point, because out of all the Pokemon games, like that's the one that looks the most interesting to me. Why do people hate Xenoblade 2? So here's the thing, Hugh. And this is coming from somebody that I love Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think it is a really, really good game, but there's a lot of give and take to it. So, okay, let's get the superficial shit out of the way. Compared to the first Xenoblade game, the characters are definitely more goofy looking. They're definitely more anime inspired. There's definitely more anime tropinesses to the characters versus the first Xenoblade game. So from a stylistic standpoint, that already turned people off. I don't necessarily think that should be a real good indicator for an RPG because, there's a lot of RPGs that look like that are phenomenal. But what turned off a lot of people is that it took a really long time for the game's battle system to open up. And the battle system for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, for those who have played the game to the end, is one of the most in-depth systems in an RPG. There is so much that goes into it, and it is so rewarding and so satisfying. But it takes a fair bit of time for that thing to open up. And honestly, I can't really fault somebody for not wanting to sink like 15 plus hours into a game for it to get good, if you will. If you're at least going to do that, the story has to be very compelling. And I don't think the story in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is as strong as the first game. Now, the thing that happens towards the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it was a fucking mindfuck. I was like, yo! But still, the characters in that game and what they were doing weren't as compelling as the first game, which just had all around better characters, in my opinion, and a better story to follow. So that's part of the reason why a lot of people were turned off by it. But I think it's more the gameplay than anything else. So if the third game comes out and it's more of like a blend of both of them in terms of like the strong storytelling aspects of the first game, gameplay of the second game, they streamline some things, I think it'll be really good. I think it'll be really good. Did you pick up Kirby? No, I haven't picked up Kirby. I haven't really been buying too many games recently because I haven't been playing a lot of games. I was very fortunate. Xbox hooked me up with Elden Ring and Tiny Tina. And I played through a little bit of Elden Ring, still working my way through that. And Tiny Tina, I only play with my co-op buddies because, you know, I mean, you could play it by yourself, but you want to play it with your boys. That's the kind of game it is. But it's fun though. I have not played a Borderlands game since the pre-sequel. Like I skipped 3. So going back to that, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then Lego Star Wars, you know, I play bits and pieces, you know, just to hype myself up for the Obi-Wan show. Hello there. Yeah, I mean, it is gonna suck. I mean, it kind of sucks being a Nintendo fan and playing the games on the Switch when they're compromised like that. Like Xenoblade, like I just imagine if they built Xenoblade for the PS4, not even the PS5, the PS4, they could have done so much more. What's your favorite comedy movie? My favorite comedy that's actually good is Superbad. Ooh, so the comedy that I think I've rewatched the most is probably The 40-Year-Old Virgin, bro. I love The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Like that movie to me, it just, the dialogues, it flows so naturally. Like it's 100% believable, which I know it doesn't make for a good comedy, but everything, it just feels like just random dudes speaking. And that's great. Some other really good ones, Friday, obviously, Barbershop, Superbad. Shit, man. I mean, like that's the thing about comedy, like Dumb and Dumber. The thing about comedy is comedy can be very subjective. So the type of stuff that make people laugh, other people might not find really that funny, you know? Hey, Stakona, how you doing? How do I activate that WAP? My girl always seems disinterested. Oh, well, my friend Tez, if your girl, if she ain't, that's a problem, bro. If she ain't interested in you like that, I mean, not to sound harsh, bro, but if she's not turned on to you like that in a sexual way, man, it might be time to look elsewhere, my friend. Because that's the thing, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you do have to be sexually attracted to them, you know? It's not like you gotta have sex like every minute, like fucking Energizer bunnies, but you know, you gotta, you got needs. You got needs, bro. Is there a major JRPG franchise you dislike? Not really, Raul. I mean, like, that's the thing. I don't really, maybe it's just me being older and I just, like, I don't hate things like that anymore because it's just like, all right, I'm just not interested in it. Like, everybody has what I call a 2008 to 2012 phase in their life where they, like we're all edgy and angsty. Like you guys remember me in 2012. Like I was very edgy and angsty and, like just saying certain things, and I got that stuff out of my system and now I've definitely mellowed out. So whereas back then I was like, yo, if you like this game, you're an idiot or blah, blah, blah. Now I'm just like, hey, you know what? It ain't my cup of tea. People enjoy it. Let them have fun. That's it. So that's what I call growth. So I don't really dislike a JRPG series. I mean, there could be aspects of games that I don't find interesting, but maybe that game just isn't made for me. You know what I'm saying? So in my case, just looking at just a bunch of JRPG series, because that's the thing. It's kind of hard for me to dislike a series that bare minimum, you got to invest like 20 plus hours to get into. Like if I'm playing a game and if by 20 hours I'm not engaged, I'm turning off the game. So it's not like I play something like, okay, let's say Halo, for example. Halo, you can beat the story in a couple hours. If I go through Halo in a couple hours, I could be like, all right, this game's not for me. Play through it. But going through a JRPG that's like 20 plus hours just to get into the meat of it, ugh, man. So I don't really know if there's a franchise that I just dislike. Like, because most of the ones I play are pretty good, like, or at least I enjoy them. Oh, it's interesting seeing a lot of you guys' like your history and how you went from console to console. It's cool. Yeah, that's one thing I love about gaming, bro. Like, I'm gonna be doing this shit until I'm in the nursing home, fam. There's always gonna be something to play. Let's see. I like the Energizer Bunny. Hey, it's true, Flame. It's true, man. It's true, bro. Uh, let's see. What game so far you'll say is next generation? Okay, so in terms of games that really showed off like some cool things about next gen, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Like I know a lot of people will break down the whole Rift mechanic and everything, but to me, the fact that like we're getting to the point in games where there's no load screens whatsoever, and the graphical fidelity has gotten to such a high bar with everything going on screen, you know, to me that's like the hallmark of better hardware and developers utilizing the tools of the console. So for me, like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, any game that just like takes away all the things that we were accustomed to in gaming. But if I had to say from a visual standpoint, Horizon Forbidden West, and that's the crazy thing because it's not a next gen game. It's not. It's a cross gen title. But what Guerrilla's been able to pull off, I am in awe of that shit. That's insane, bro. But yeah, I don't really think there's been like a clear cut, like above the rest game that you look at that and you're like, yeah. There's just some things that have just taken advantage of like the SSD and you know, they've made like little tweaks here and there. But I don't think we're at that point quite yet where we look at something like the first Gears of War. Like, whoa, you couldn't do that on the PS2. Or Uncharted 2. Like, we're not at that point yet. When we start getting into next gen, well, current gen only games, I think that's when we'll start seeing more of that. Why haven't you been playing games? Been too busy? Or are you getting bored with gaming? Or are you watching more TV shows or movies? So it's a combination of a lot of things, man. So there's been a lot of stuff happening in my personal life that's just taken up a lot of time with family and everything. Of course, work as well. You know, taking care of a lot of things behind the scenes. And just in general, like sometimes with me and my interest, I'll get really invested into something and then I'll pivot to another hobby that strikes my, you know, like, ooh, I want to do that. So this year, for example, I started off the year playing a lot of games and I was having a lot of fun with that. And then I remember February rolled around and, you know, I started playing games, but then I started going back and rewatching a couple of movies or shows. And I was like, all right, you know what? I can roll with this. And, you know, it's much less, not that it's much less time consuming, but there's more opportunities and advantages for me to like watch those things. Like for example, if I'm doing laundry or something like that, or if I'm at work, I'm on break, I'll just put on an episode of a show. And then, you know, I'd want to finish it when I got home and I would do that. And just in general, just going out and about, catching up with people I haven't seen in a while who are in town, you know, going to the actual theaters and watching movies. Like I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once a few weeks ago. I absolutely loved it. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. It's my favorite movie of the year. You know, I saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which we didn't even talk about. We didn't even talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Great movie, man. Great movie. I should probably do a spoiler discussion because there's a lot of shit going forward. Like I never thought in my wildest imagination I'd be on here saying I want to do a spoiler discussion for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Like, wow. But yeah, you know, so it's a combination of a couple of things, man, and I don't necessarily think it's bad. Like sometimes, you know, with your hobbies and interests, you like there are periods of time where I wasn't watching like no TV shows or not really watching movies or buying movies. Like I remember in 2019, I only bought like I think 2019 was the year I bought the least amount of movies on Blu-rays. Well, obviously because I was working a lot, I didn't have time to watch them. You know, I was in a relationship at the time, and just in general, you know, really wasn't feeling it. And then 2020, I just like refocused and I was like, oh, okay, you know what? Let me get back to some of the things I like and let me find that balance again. And that's what I did. And that's what I've been working at for like the past 2 years. And it's been a nice thing. It's been a nice thing. Like I still game now. But you know, like I'll only like if I'm really invested in something like a show I want to watch, I'll maybe put gaming to the back side for a second. And then if there's something I really want to do or really want to play, I'll just go all in on it. Like I got off I was playing like Persona 5 Royal for like 5 hours, just going ahead and finishing up a lot of this stuff before I cleared the dungeon. And that's just how it is, you know? It's just like I don't know. I don't ever like try to like force myself too much in one direction if I'm not feeling it, you know? I think Starfield would be that true next generation experience. I hope so, Echoes. I hope so. But honestly, I feel like Knack 3, if they ever decide to make that, will truly utilize all the power on the PlayStation 5. Knack, baby. $5 super chat coming in from Blue Senshi. Second or third time trying to finish Kingdom Hearts 1. I only beat the whole game once 10 years ago. Currently bought it on PC. I went from the GameCube, Wii, PS3, PS4, PS5, PC. Yo, dude, again, like, if I'm ever in a rut where I just, like, have you guys ever been in a gaming rut where just like whatever you do, nothing sticks? Like you turn on your console or your PC and it's like, I get 5 minutes into something, it goes terribly wrong and I just don't want to play anything. To me, Kingdom Hearts always puts me back in a gaming mood. Like it does not matter what I'm feeling. It does not matter what it is. I put on Kingdom Hearts, whether it's Kingdom Hearts 1 or Kingdom Hearts 2, I just play it. And that just brings me home. Like, that's what it is. Do you think Sonic will pass Uncharted in the box office? I believe so. Because, you know, Sonic appeals more to kids, and Sonic is a better movie than Uncharted, so I think it has a chance. Have you watched Snowfall or the... No, I need to catch up on Snowfall. I'm like 2 seasons behind, man. I've heard incredible things. Yeah, like, dude, The Northman came out. The Nicolas Cage movie, Massive Talent, came out. I gotta see that. I heard The Bad Guys, that animated movie, is really good, so I gotta watch that. Like, dude, I've missed, like, if there's one thing that, obviously, you know, COVID, there was more important things going on, but if there's one thing I missed during the era of COVID, was just like not going to the movies, man. I missed going to the movies. I missed that so much. And just now that, you know, we're getting a lot more movies in theaters again, it's a beautiful feeling, man. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I was really that guy. I was this tempted. Like, if it was still playing in Dolby Cinema, I would have rather seen the Batman for a third time in Dolby Cinema than watch it on HBO Max. Like, I'm just that person, man. I love it. $2 from Echoes93. What's your opinion on the Netflix debacle? Yeah, so, man, basically, for those who don't know, Netflix for the longest time has been hemorrhaging money, as is every single one of these the streaming studios, right? Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max, whatever you think of, all of these companies are in debt. Why? Because a multitude of reasons. So first things first, when you get into streaming is a new format. Streaming is a new thing that really has not been done before to this capacity. And because it's something that is so different, you have to find different ways of making money off of it. And their approach was a monthly subscription. And in Netflix's case, and why they were so successful, is that it was a flat monthly rate. You know, you pay X amount of money at one time. Do you guys remember when Netflix used to be $7.99 a month? Do you guys remember that? Holy shit. I remember I signed up for Netflix back in 2010 when they gave you the option to rent discs out and then have streaming. Dude, do you guys remember if you had a PS3? Well, if you had an Xbox 360, they had the Netflix app built in. But if you had a PS3, they had to send you a disc. Do you guys remember those days? Holy shit. But yeah, you know, it was interesting. It was an interesting approach for companies because, you know, monthly fee, that's guaranteed revenue. Like, it does not matter whether or not that person watches anything on Netflix that month. If they're still paying you that X amount of money, you get that. So now, instead of you being a studio that, you know, hopes and prays that people go out and see your movie, now you could dump something onto Netflix and you don't really have to worry too much about it making money because Netflix has already paid for the content, number one, and Netflix already has a good idea of like how much money they're going to be getting every single month. So in theory, it sounds really good. You know what I'm saying? They're getting like, they make like billions of dollars per month because of that. Unfortunately, when you start expanding upon that and you start growing, you have to find new ways to entice people, right? So in the case of Netflix, they wanted to keep growing their monthly active users. And the way that they went about doing that was creating original content, original TV series, movies, things like that. They start trying to attract A-list talent, all those good things. And it works for a bit. You know, you get a lot of hits like Stranger Things, The Witcher. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter like how big or successful the show is. There's only a finite amount of people who will subscribe to a monthly service. Whereas the original model of how it used to work, if you wanted to watch a TV show, you had to be subscribed to a cable service. But if you wanted to buy it, you'd have to still go out and buy it on Blu-ray, right? That's still two forms of revenue that these companies are getting versus Netflix, which only has one form of revenue. And it gets to the point where there's only so many households that you could expand upon. Everybody is signed up to Netflix right now who has ever wanted to sign up to Netflix. So Netflix has basically reached their cap of the amount of people who'd want to sub. Of course, there are still some territories out there where they could expand. But that's basically the gist of it, right? Now, what they're doing is that they've obviously noticed that they've been hemorrhaging money for so many years trying to secure all this content. And when, you know, it doesn't matter if they spend $200 million on a movie or $200 on a movie, that's not really going to change things. Now they're stuck in a case of, okay, how in the world are we going to start to like continue to show growth for the companies? Because a lot of these companies bend over to Wall Street, because Wall Street is all about constant growth, reoccurring revenue, all of these things. They want to see the numbers go up, even if it's only like a percentage or two. They want to see that. And Netflix has started losing subscribers because of their interesting ways of trying to, you know, gain more revenue. So their first approach has been raising their prices, which unfortunately it happens. Like that's just the unspoken thing that happens with a lot of these things that we love. All these companies raise their prices. Anything that has a subscription price, anything that just has a price in general has gotten expensive over the past couple of years. You know, like your cable bill, your phone bill, fucking PlayStation and Xbox subscription prices. Everything has gone up. And you know, we complain, but we deem it worthy enough because of the value, that the perceived value we're getting. But with Netflix, the perceived value is really not there anymore in terms of their output. So a lot of people who have been subscribed to Netflix for a decade or so, they're starting to notice like, hey, HBO Max is giving me better quality content and better movies. Disney Plus is offering all of this stuff for a fraction of the price. Why should I say stub to Netflix? So you already have people who are leaving because Netflix is now $20 a month. But then Netflix, in a way to try to boost their revenue, they're cracking down on people who share their password, right? Which I think is just the dumbest thing in the world. Because here's the thing. I can understand, okay, if you have one person and you have a group of people and you all subscribe to different cable services and you all share the password to those streaming services and collectively only one person pays and you all share it. I can see some logistic problems there. But either way, it doesn't matter if people do that or it's just a family of people who just so happen to live in different states, right? It is what it is. You're still getting paid at the end of the day. So they're trying to say, no, you can't do that, which is already going to alienate a lot of people. Like, what if, let's say, for example, I move out of state, but I'm the person who pays for Netflix in the household, right? Let's say I move down to Atlanta, right? Is there going to be something going on where, since I live in Atlanta and I'm signed into my account, that people who live up here in New York, they can't access that? Or like basically shit like that, right? So that's already pissing some people off. So Netflix reported that they had lost 200,000 subscribers, right? Which in the grand scheme of how many people they have subscribed, that's not a big deal. But when you look at how Netflix's stock has dropped over the past year, and when you look at just the pipeline of things, the trajectory, it's not looking pretty solid. Now, does this spell doom and gloom for Netflix? No, I don't believe so, because these things take a while to unfold. But I think it is a sign of things to come in the industry where, you know, streaming is this new entity. Nobody really knows how to make it sustainable. What is Netflix going to do? I think Netflix needs to, first off, what they got to do is they got to pump the brakes. They got to pump the brakes on all this original content they're doing. Now, I'm not saying they got to stop doing content, but they have to put more effort into this content. When you look at something that drops on HBO, that is quality and that gets people talking. Like, as much as I think most of the Marvel, Disney Plus shows are kind of like, okay. You look at the quality that goes into those shows, and you compare it to that bullshit Netflix putting out, and you're like, did y'all even try? You know? And it's just, they need to get back to doing that. They need to get back to actually promoting their content that isn't Stranger Things or the flavor of the week that blows up. That's one thing I've noticed. Like, there's so many times people come up to me and been like, yo, have you seen this show on Netflix? And I'm like, no, I haven't checked it out. And then we just found out this show was like a year old and it got canceled after 1 or 2 seasons. Because that's what Netflix does. To them, if it doesn't bring in new subscribers, why would they continue the show? And that's really sad because it becomes less about ratings and the stuff that people actually want. Because they're still going to cancel it anyway if people aren't going to watch it. It's the weirdest thing. Whereas if you look at a TV show, it'll get canceled because of low ratings. Okay, fine. But on Netflix, it doesn't matter if the show got high ratings or low ratings. The potential for it getting canceled is still high if Netflix wants to allocate that money into producing something else that'll get more subscribers. It's so fucking weird, bro. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm going to rock with Netflix until, all this shit basically, folds. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of the things like cable companies, like cable providers. Like, we were all with cable providers until an alternative came around. And it's funny now with all these services and the prices they're at, we're basically paying the same thing as cable, but with a lot more content compared to cable. And everything is on demand now compared to cable. And we have, in some cases, better options than we did cable. But if there is something that I will always say to people, make sure that no matter how convenient the streaming media is, still go out there and support your physical media. Because with the way a lot of these companies are, Disney especially, Disney is getting out of the they're getting out of the physical media game. And I know a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? They still release physical media. But yeah, look at the content that they're putting on Disney Plus and look what is able to be put on Disney Plus and not physical media. A lot of the Disney classics in the archives, Disney Plus, not available on physical media. The Marvel movies, IMAX enhanced, Disney Plus, not on physical media. And of course, you're dealing with IMAX, so that's a different entity and they got to work things out. But yeah, that, and then the Disney Plus shows, WandaVision, Loki, Captain America, Mandalorian, no physical media in sight. So it's a sad thing as a physical media lover, All right. Let's see. Oh, wow. We got a $20 super chat coming in from the homie Carlos Fontes. Thank you so much, bro. It's been a while. Good to see you. When the pandemic really swept through the States in 2020, I bought an 85-inch Sony Bravia, and it's great for movies and gaming. But I missed the magic of a whole audience of people in sync and feeling and reacting to the same emotions. Yeah, bro. We were just talking about this, oh, wow, over an hour ago. But Avengers Endgame, dude. Avengers Endgame, that theater experience. Oh my God, dude. There's just some experiences that, yeah, you can have them at home and you could be excited for it. But when you're in a room with hardcore fans and yeah, some movie going experiences are not the greatest. Sometimes you get people who talk, sometimes you get people that stink. But when you just you're all excited about something, it's a beautiful feeling, bro. It's a beautiful feeling. And it doesn't matter what you're going through at the time. It doesn't matter who you came to see that movie with, who might not even be in your life anymore. If you have an incredible movie experience, that just makes the most of it, man. Oh my God, dude. I still remember the opening night of Avengers, the first Avengers movies, back when we used to have to line up for midnight premieres. Oh my God, y'all remember midnight premieres? Now everything is 4 or 5 p.m., which I actually prefer because I just go straight after work. But man, lining up, no reserve seating. You just go and show up, wait online. Oh, dude, unreal, bro. Unreal. Just the aura in the room, in the theaters when you watch something. Dude, when you watch Spider-Man No Way Home and everybody shows up and then the ending of that movie, dude, man. Infinity War, when that ended and everyone was like, what the fuck just happened? Unreal experience, man. And then you get some funny experiences too. Just random shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when my sister and I saw Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix back in, when did that come out? 07? Like, we were in a theater that was filled. Like, it was an empty theater, but we had a couple of people, like some in the front, some in the back, some in the left. There was like these two black people who were watching the movie, right? And I'll never forget this scene. It was the scene when it was the Christmas party that they were having. And Ron's mother had knitted him that like blouse or whatever. I don't know what it was. It was a sweater. It was a sweater. She knitted him the sweater, and then Ron was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I'll wear it." And the guy over there to the left was just like, "Yeah, that nigga look like a nutty elf if he wears that." And I was like, "A nutty elf?" Sometimes you get funny shit like that, and then other times you get like terrible shit, like why are people taking their kids to R-rated movies, or just people that don't shut up. Like you get a bunch of people. You get a bunch of people, man. Hey, Corey Gryffindor. Happy to hear class is over. You get home safely, my friend. Oh, Daniel Pack. What's good, bro? My guy, what's up? Yo, yeah, dude. Rick Payne, when I went and I saw... what movie was it? When I saw... I think it was Eternals. Yeah. When I saw Eternals, man, there was just dudes sitting to the left of me. That nigga, it's like he had never seen a fucking bottle of deodorant before in his life, bro. And he was with his kid too. And I was like, oh man, you gotta set better examples for the seeds, bro. It was terrible. Oh man. Yeah, dude, Yu Yu Hakusho merchandise has been popping up a lot. Like, if you guys have been on, I think it's Atsuko, like the amount of Yu Yu Hakusho merch on there and just a bunch of other stuff happening. It's great, man. I love it. Well, it is the 30th anniversary of the anime, so there is that. Yeah, I get Netflix with T-Mobile as well. So I think I only pay it's only a couple bucks a month on my Netflix subscription. Hey Neo, do you still hate people that pirate anime and movies? Okay, so here's the backstory, because I know Aaron's asking, like, why would you hate someone because they pirate something? Okay, so here's the thing. Back in the late 2000s and early 2010s, the North American anime industry was in a really, really dire situation, because a lot of people, you know, with the advent of the internet being so accessible, they weren't buying anime and manga. They were just downloading everything online. So as someone who's a fan of anime and manga, I started to notice that a lot of the series that I was watching and reading, they were discontinued. Why? Because everybody was downloading it online and reading it there. And I had gotten so frustrated because I'm just like, I'm over here being a good anime fan and I'm buying and supporting this stuff. And a lot of people are over here on YouTube doing like chapter reviews and episode reviews and not buying this stuff yet making money off it. Like, I was like, bro, like, you got to support the industry. So it basically prompted a lot of people in the anime community to like band together and say like, hey, if we want to see more stuff, we got to support it. You know what I'm saying? Because everything comes, that's originally where I coined the phrase, vote with your wallet. Like, that's why it started for me in the first place. Like, support your anime and manga. And, you know, as we started doing that, we started seeing more series come over and be continued. And then, you know, streaming took off. So they were able to put the stuff on the networks as well. But yeah, man, like for me, I always look at it like this. Piracy should only really be used in situations where something is just completely inaccessible, like you cannot purchase it whatsoever. But if you have access to purchase something you really want to see, then go ahead and support it. That's what it is at the end of the day. And especially for something like anime, even though it is a big global entity, it is still niche. So if there is an anime that you want to support, like say for example, something like where is it? I'll just grab this off the shelf. Spice and Wolf. Like Spice and Wolf, really good show. This is seasons 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. You know, if you're a fan of Spice and Wolf, go out and support Spice and Wolf so they can actually, you know, be compensated, and then, you know, you might get more stuff down the road. But I just noticed that a lot of people around that time weren't supporting the stuff, and then they were complaining like, oh, why did this get canceled? I'm like, well, did you buy the DVDs? Like, come on now. Yeah, so that's why I was like, nope. But then there's some things that are just morally acceptable to pirate, and that's Nintendo games. But yeah, I don't buy as much anime as I used to. I still do buy the series that I love.
But I'm definitely that person now who just waits for everything to be completed in a box set, and then I just buy it up. Like, that's what I do. Like, with manga, I still buy regularly. But if it's like an anime, I won't just buy like a part 1. I'll just buy the full season. So, like, I'm still supporting everything. You know, like, if there's an anime I love and I watch it on streaming, like Fate, want to support it, you know? Yu Yu Hakusho, obviously. I've bought Yu Yu Hakusho so many damn times. I bought it like 1, 2, like 4 times already. If they ever put that shit out on 4K, I'm like, yup, I'm buying that. I'm not up to date on One Piece. I'm a little behind. And by a little behind, I mean like a solid year. I've been making my progress though. Neo, do you still hate Ruby? I don't hate Ruby. I just thought it was okay. Like, I didn't really see the hype behind it. I mean, it's cool, but you know. One of my favorite movie-going experiences was seeing Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, and they sync the lights to flash on when Voldemort shoots a bolt into the sky and then straight back to black. Yo! That's fucking lit, Bob. Holy shit. Oh, man. I'm trying to think, like, I've had movie, like, technical fuck-ups. Like, I remember one time we went to go see, the Kevin Hart comedy special. I think it was, like, what was it? What Now? I think it was like back in 2016. Me and my boys went to go see that. Yes, we saw a movie of a comedy show. We did that. And I remember the fire alarm went off and we had to all evacuate the theater. And we were like, yo, is this shit on fire? And it was like, it wasn't, but it was funny. Because we were just like, he was in the middle of telling his story. And everyone was like, yo, what the fuck was he going to say? Shit was crazy. Yeah, I've seen Yasuke. It was alright. You know, I honestly expected a lot more. Just, I gotta stop letting niggas hype up anime. Because I've noticed whenever niggas hype up anime, unless it's something that's like, listen, it's not what you expect, I always get disappointed, man. I always get disappointed. Like, it was alright. I feel like they just got a little too wild with it, you know? Oh, man, what time is it now? It's 8:30, y'all. I'm thinking we might as well just wrap up the stream for the night, y'all. We're running on 2 hours. Man, this shit was pretty lit. As far as comeback streams go, y'all. As far as comeback streams go, this shit was a lot of fun. I'm already just thinking back to the shit that we was talking about, bro. Oh my god, I gotta go back. I gotta run back that fucking El Muerto shit. I might clip that. Let it be its own thing. But yeah, you guys, I want to thank everybody for coming out to the stream tonight. As always, it is a pleasure and a privilege to be in y'all's company while we just sit back, relax, crack a couple jokes at Sony Pictures' expense. It's always a good time. He said, we're not going to see this man for another month. Oh no, do not call me the black dad of the streaming world. Do not say that to me, Sora Life Story. Don't. Ben 10 and Friends, have you ever seen Gintama? I've seen scattered episodes of Gintama, not from beginning to end, but I have seen a lot of Gintama. It's a funny show. Very funny. But yeah, no, I will be back. For another stream now that everything has calmed down. We back at it like a crack addict. Probably gonna drop that review of Doctor Strange fresh out the theater when I see it next week, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. But before we go, as always, it's not an Ask Neo stream unless we do a hydration check. Hydration checks, as many of y'all have come to know, is basically my way of making sure that y'all degenerates stay hydrated. Because when you stay hydrated and drink your water, you feel a lot better, your hair feels better, your skin feels better, your nails, all that good stuff. And next time, Neo's going to tell us how he hit up that MILF at the gym. Hey, yo, listen, man. Oh, man, listen. I like to have my fun, bro. Hey, don't generalize black dads. Oh, I'm not generalizing, man, but I'm just saying there was a pattern, bro. And I can say that. Anyway, so yeah, before we go, I want y'all to grab your favorite H2O beverage of choice and make sure it's H2O, because I know we got a couple alcoholics in this chat right here. And then some people might be like Flame and drink sparkling water. Oh, you didn't expect that, Flame. Dimwit Monkey, what's going on, my god? Wow. This man said blowing backs. Hey, yes. Absolutely, that's what we do. Anyways. So yeah, grab your favorite H2O beverage of choice, and on the count of 3, we're gonna chug that shit. So 1, 2, 3, ASMR for your boy. All right. Honestly, that's actually a really good way to keep myself accountable of all the water I drink, because I go through about a liter. I go through about like close to 2 liters at the gym between my pre-workout and just like my giant my giant container of water. And then I come home, drink a little bit, get another liter down. So yeah, I just gotta do one more of those, and I've hit my quota for the day, man. The seltzer don't even bother him anymore. Yeah, listen, Sora, I've ascended. I have ascended. We'll rewatch VOD later. I appreciate you, Rescue Squad. Thank you, my man. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed the stream, make sure to hit the like button on your way out. It helps the channel tremendously. Thank you guys so much for all the super chat donations, and thank you guys, as always, for being the incredible individuals that you are. Make sure you get a lot of gaming in. Make sure you watch a ton of movies, ton of TV shows, eat a lot of good food, have a lot of great sex. Whatever it is, do it and have fun. And for me to you for now, my name is NGS signing out, and like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.